Aeroplanes are really amazing constructions. We usually use them several times a year, for example, to fly on holiday or to travel to other countries. Flight technology has been developing for several decades. Today's aircraft offer passengers a high level of comfort. But besides classic passenger planes, there are, of course, also very impressive fighter jets. The Lego world has also taken a leaf out of this book. In today's video, we would like to introduce you to the most amazing Lego aircraft creations. It's going to be exciting as always, so stay tuned here at Wonderlane. In our first clip, we want to show you some flight experiments with well-known Lego models. The YouTuber Brick Science took several models from different Lego sets and tested them on a self-built ramp. The aim was to find out how far and how well the individual planes can really fly. For this purpose, a ramp was built that is about 1.5 meters long. The aircraft is placed on a small truck, which then generates a rocket-like takeoff. The plane is caught in a small swimming pool in front of the ramp. The first attempt was made with the Lego ambulance plane. Next came the rocket plane and the X-wheel. This time, the plane didn't do a loop, but it didn't really fly and fell straight into the pool. The best result was achieved by the Creator Airplane, which managed to glide a few centimeters in the air after leaving the ramp and thus achieved the best score in this test. We continue with AFOL TV, who have created various custom aircraft in one of their YouTube videos. In order to construct their own models, they designed the various elements of the aircraft using software. Then the individual components were created by a 3D printer. They have reconstructed various models, including a private jet as well as various travel planes of different sizes. At this point, please let us know what your own created aircraft would look like. Coca-Cola, one of the most popular drinks in the world. The brand has been around for over a century and has become a popular drink among the people for in-between meals. Coca-Cola is offered in different versions. You can buy classic glass bottles as well as cans. In our next clip, we will show you how to build your own Coca-Cola airplane. For the first step, you need some Coca-Cola cans. Now cut them open with a pair of scissors and remove both the bottom and the top. When this is done, you will need some small wooden parts for the next step. Use the wooden parts to form the wings and the fuselage of the plane. The exact shapes were projected in advance using design software. Use glue to attach the individual components. The walls of the Coca-Cola can are cut open and glued to the individual wooden pieces as a foil. With a few fingers, the propeller shapes are made. Now, he connects the whole construction with a few chest mud skewers. Finally, some small details are soldered, such as the propeller, and now you have your own Coca-Cola airplane. The foiling looks especially cool and makes this construction a real eye-catcher on your next summer holiday. We continue with a cool RRC turbine. The RC model is a turbine from the JetCat brand. The following clip was taken at a Czech jet meeting in 2022. The length of this RC model is an impressive 3 meters. The wings have a width of 2 meters. The aircraft has an empty weight of 13 kilograms and even 18 kilograms with a full tank. The jet is powered by 2 turbines located at the end of the aircraft. Since the turbines have an enormous power, they have to be filled with the right fuel. There is room for 5 liters of fuel in the total tank. The pilot steers the plane from a safe distance using a remote controller. The aircraft has no difficulty taking off and reaches a certain altitude after only a few meters. In the air itself, the aircraft can be steered dynamically and flexibly. Despite the high speed, you can still do loops and turns. Due to the high aerodynamics, you can also regain control of the aircraft in a few seconds, even in a totally steep flight. As a spectator, you can also see how the engine of the aircraft works, because after a short duration, you can see the black smoke coming out of the exhaust. We continue with a very famous lady who is actually known for special sports cars. We are talking about Supercar Blondie, of course. With 15 million subscribers, she has conquered the sports car niche on YouTube. In one of her videos, however, she presents an RC jet that can reach an incredible 500 kilometers per hour. This RC model costs several $10,000 and can be purchased by anyone with the necessary budget. However, because the plane moves so fast in the air, it is only allowed to take off in certain zones. Inside the aircraft, there are two enormous high-powered turbines. When the plane takes off, you can really see real waves of flames coming out of the turbines. The same scenario also occurs with real jets. In the experiment, Supercar Blondie wanted to test who could accelerate faster on the flight path. For this test, the jets compete against a McLaren, but on the first few meters, it quickly becomes clear that the McLaren doesn't stand a chance and is immediately left behind. It is also impressive how quickly the jets detach themselves from the ground and take off directly into the air. These jets also exist in different designs. Besides shark and tiger patterns, you can choose your own design. But nobody says that you have to fly the jets in the usual way, because here you can see that you can also just let the jet hover vertically in the air. Due to the enormous power, this does not bother the RC jet. We continue with an experiment by Julius Padana. The YouTuber has several model aircraft of his own and now finally wanted to build his own aircraft carrier. Julius's design carries the size on a scale of 1 to 52. The total length of the carrier is a full 6.5 meters. Since his model yacht also weighs several kilograms, Julius had to think about what material he wanted to use for his carrier. He used a certain plastic material because it is quite light and floats well on the water without sinking. Now we continue with the largest replica of an aircraft as a Lego creation. This replica imitates the Airbus A380, which is often used on routes from Europe to the Arab Emirates. This creation consists of 40,000 Lego bricks. It was built by Jack Carlson. The replica has all the important details such as the Emirates lettering and the flag at the back of the aircraft. It is also interesting to mention that many different minifigures can take a seat in the plane. The interior of the cabin is reproduced as in the original, but at the very front, you can even find the first class. The Lego bricks are the same color as the seats in the real Airbus. Last but not least, we would like to present you with a really cool Lego creation. The YouTuber I Build Stuff set out to make a new creation for his flight simulator video game. The idea was to develop a Lego flight joystick. The game is actually controlled by the mouse. This cannot be directly linked to Lego, but he had the idea of building a kind of handlebar over the mouse with which you can control the mouse concretely, similar to the cockpit of a real aeroplane. As a pilot, you can move the joystick with your hand and thus control the direction of flight in the game. If you pull the handle backwards, you steer the plane upwards. If you push it forwards, you will be in charge of the landing process. That's it for today's video. We hope you enjoyed it. Which aeroplane imitations do you think are the coolest? Write it down in the comments. Subscribe to the channel for more exciting videos, and we'll see you next time at Wonderlane.